Skibbity Boboo, JB Webb Show, Bibbity Boboo. JB Webb Show, Skibbity Boboo, Skibbity Bow, Skibbity Boboo, Bibbity Bow, JB Webb Show, Skibbity Boo, Skibbity Boboo, Skibbity Beep Boo, JB Webb Show.
What is this song? What?
Improv, singing.
Okay.
When I like to sing a song, I sing it really, really loud. A long, long time I'm singing a song.
Until I can't handle it, handle it.
Oh, it's overwhelming my life. I'm singing it every moment of my life away. How did I get in this predicament? I didn't mean to forget the things that were intricate. I think it's important to be there when someone is more sentient than you are. You are driving a car. I am walking along the road, using my child so I can get money. I'm in a mink coat. The child's wearing cardboard. I call the police because that is wrong.
I can't do it.
That is wrong. When I like to sing a song, I sing it really, really loud. A long, long time I'm singing a song.
Until I can't handle it, handle it. And I can't do this crap.
Hey man, what do you got to do to get all excited about it? Let's get some other kind of music over in here. Let's get some crazy Sunday drive. I ain't crying, talking about all these things. Man, let's get some crazy stuff happening up in here. What we got?
Alright, rolling live. And I got you on speaker. Alright, so let's test your levels. So say some eeny, meeny, miny, mo or something. Yeah, there you go. Alright,
Hey, what's up?
cool.
JB Webb. JB Webb.
Welcome back to the JB Webb Show. You're listening to the sounds of Chris Domingo, local legend. Guess who's on the line with us? Mr. Chris Domingo. Good evening, good sir. How are you?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Local Legends. You are definitely a legend. You're local. Now you're out of the Orlando area immediately, but we want to welcome you back.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
You're quite welcome. I've got your sounds playing in the background. This is Ethereal. And let
I
me...
heard that. Yeah, it's coming out in a couple months. It's actually doing pretty good already, so we've got a really good response. So
Yeah,
it's
well,
a good tune. It's the first track that I did with my brother in almost a decade, so we're pretty stoked about that.
well, you've got a great musical history, and for people who may or may not know, I mean, you're predominant here in the Orlando area. You've been very affluent, again, from my humble opinion, in kind of keeping the pulse alive. I mean, people may, say, some number of years ago, Orlando was really recognized as some serious underground vibe coming out of here. So, and you were really, I would say, a forefather of that. So I'll give you that credit. But we wanted to interview on the JB Webb Show's a local legend. So maybe you can give us a little bit more information about that background. So 10, 15 years ago, your origins, maybe even further than that.
Yeah, my origins actually don't originate in Orlando, but the root of them was in Orlando. I started in San Francisco. I lived there my whole life before I moved to Florida.
Cool.
And, San Francisco had a really good scene. I grew up as a kid with, DJs and breakers. So, all the breakers, and we're talking 83 here, kids. Most people don't think
Right.
I'm that old, but
Right.
yeah, in
Like
83,
before-
I turned in.
Before breaking was in the movie or something, right? Breaking. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, in '83, I turned in my breaking shoes for a pair of turntables, and you know, I've been playing ever since.
That's awesome.
You know, DJing in clubs were you know, the way I grew up ever since I was 13. So you know, it's in me. Period. There's nothing I could do about it at this point. So it's definitely a lifelong commitment. You know, but it definitely coming from San Francisco and then moving to Orlando, it was a different perspective because you know, San Francisco was very, you know, it was more housey and you know, there was a lot of freestyle going on at that time. And when I came to Orlando, it was definitely a different style of music. Matter of fact, when I first came to Orlando, I was playing house on 91.5 for years. And,
oh, wow.
You know, it was a while, you know what I mean? But the scene definitely went in a different direction, you know, with progressive and raves and that whole thing. But, yeah, the root of the history definitely comes from San Francisco. And then I believe I moved to Orlando in 1990.
Okay, so then now you got some, you know, some serious nods come Academy Award time. So,
actually, I'm not an actor.
oh no, that's awesome, man. Because I wanted to make that mistake not only live at the event that I screwed up at, but also on tape. Yeah, so I could screw it up twice, and it's recorded.
Yeah,
all right, great.
Project for Seal. It was actually done through Bill Hamill. He originally did the mix, and you know, we did time correct edits and a bunch of stuff like that. And, you know, it was really cool to be a part of that, you know, but the one thing that I learned from, you know, doing, because, you know, I've done everything from underground to, you know, pop radio dance to whatever. And, you know, those things are really cool, but, you know, in the root of the underground, they really don't really matter that much. Yes, it's cool when someone says it, but it's like, you kind of, you know, you kind of just don't, but, yeah, it was a good thing. Bill Hamill actually was the one who handed that to me, so that the whole project was really good. So,
well, good.
You know, even still, I'm still very happy about not even going to the Grammys. So, yeah.
It's a major accomplishment. I mean, and you know what? Again, is cool. I mean, even to get the nod, you know. So, but what again is cool to me, Chris, is that you have really had this amazing, you know, more than 20 years, right?
Yeah, over 20 years.
Consistent, solid 20-year, you know, music career in a tessamessel. Wait, no, that's not right. Anyway, in a very small amount of time, you know, from that house music is actually what 40 years old, maybe.
You know, I mean, if you look back at the roots,
not even 30.
First technical house record came out. Yeah, it goes back a long way, but. You know, there was a lot of other music, like, you know, when I first started in '83 or '84, I was playing hip-hop, you know what I mean?
Right.
But back then, hip-hop was a lot different than it is now. Hip-hop actually sounded like electro. So, you know what I mean? It was a lot different. But, yeah, you know, keeping in it for 22, 23 years is definitely, you know, like you said earlier, you know, it is a lifestyle. It's a life commitment. It's not, I want to be a DJ for, you know, for a couple years, and, you know, it's not one of those things.
Right, no.
I wake up every day and it's part of my life doing music, maybe music, engineering, maybe DJing, mastering, whatever it is. I'm in all of the loops. So it's from all the way down from the studio to record labels to distribution. It's just something that from the minute I wake up till I go to bed, it's something that I'm doing. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a lifestyle, and it'll never go away. You know, it just doesn't go away.
Well, that's good. That's good, and that's exactly, and that's perfect, man. That was a very compelling moment for me because that's what I do. You know, I mean, I have this thing that I control that's never going to go away. So, so it's awesome, man. You are definitely a local legend. I want to just thank you so much for giving us some really deep insight, you know, into your background. Now, what's going on for your future? What do you foresee here, you know, in the next 10 more years in your industry?
Well, you know, the industry question is definitely an interesting question in general because, I mean, you know, we've had a really, especially dance music, has a really rough ride with the everyone has, with the transfer between analog to digital, meaning, you know, CDs and vinyl to digital, which is now Beatport and Audio Jelly and all these, you know. I've done the math myself, and I don't know where everyone else is at, but, like, the money part of music, of that you're making on the music, for me is down about 75% because of digital sales, because people are just ripping ripping all our music off. And
It's everywhere. It's available. Yeah, you can listen to something and record it on an MP3 recorder or whatever. Yeah. So.
Right, and a lot of people, and I mean a lot, I'd say 90% of the producers that I knew from the day, from the 80s, from the 90s, as soon as that digital thing dropped, they all left the industry because they couldn't wrap their head around not making enough money. But see, my attitude with it is, you know, it's never been about the money. It's, yes, money's cool. I've gone up and down with money and, you know, made money, lost money, made money, lost money. But, you know, now that it's in a digital form, you really have to get creative as to what you're doing as an artist. Or, you know, are you selling, you know, just your tracks? Are you touring? Are you know, that's why I think it's important for me anyway to be an engineer, because I make money engineering, I make money mixing, I make money mastering people's albums.
Yeah, it's all kind of like more behind the scenes.
A lot of pots, you know what I mean, to make money.
Yeah.
But it's never been about the money, you know, so I'd never quit. So
right.
To wrap, you go back to your question, the future of it for me, that part, the digital thing I think will get better, and I think that, you know, there will be, you know, newer, secure ways to buy music. Is it going to happen right now? Doubt it. You know what I mean? It's so rampant right now, and you know, we'll promote a track for 2 months, and the day it comes out, it's on 500 sites for free. What can I do? I can't police the world. You know what I mean? But you know, it's still rather important. And here's what a lot of artists, you know, if you're a real artist, you understand that it isn't about the money. If I put one track out and say 100 people buy it, you know, this is just numbers, but 100 people buy it, 5,000 download it, my music's still out there playing in clubs all across the world every weekend. So that to me is the joy of doing music. That's what makes me feel good. I know at any given moment on a Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, my clubs are, you know, my tracks are rocking clubs, and that's great. Right. That's what it's all about for me.
Well, that's awesome. So you're telling me basically you're going to continue to keep, you know, your hands in multiple pots, stirring the streams, and keeping the backgrounds, but you know, all the while still knowing, hey, you know, you're making major contributions to a particular vertical segment of music. You know, so kudos to you, brother. You know, what I think is cool again is that you have a good style, a recognizable style. But you continuously bring different partners in and out. You're continuously collaborating with different parties. So recently, all right, let me switch tracks then. So recently you kind of busted out of Orlando, right? So
I moved down south for a little bit. I'm currently right off the Red Beach right now.
Okay. All right, cool. So not so far. So is the climate over there kind of different for music than here? All right, we lost him temporarily. There you go. All right, so you're back. Anyway, so is the climate for music kind of different from here to there?
Yeah, it is, because, you know, I'm really close to Miami, and there's a lot of stuff going on down here. Since I've been here, I've been, really been focused in the studio, and I haven't really done a whole lot. I mean, I just went to the Winter Music Conference 2011, which, by the way, was amazing. The second week is coming up next week, and I'm going to go to that, too. And,
cool.
You know, got some meetings and stuff, but yeah, it's the music part of it. There's a lot going on down here, but what really interested me and intrigued me about coming down here was there's a lot of audio work for me. In other words, in the engineering field. Like right now, I'm hooked up with a company. I don't want to put their name all over the web, but I'm hooked up with this company, and you know, they build custom studios and stuff like that. And it's just there's a lot more work down here than there is in Orlando.
Interesting.
But I miss Orlando, so there's a weird, you know,
there's
weird conundrum. Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, that's good to understand. I mean, even, you know, whatever it is, 150, 200 miles to the southwest, where you're at, you know, it's different. So that gives us a better idea, you know, across the section of the entire country, you know, what are people intrigued by? And you definitely have a good mass appeal. So, you know, what I was going to do is bring us back out with a little bit of ethereal, and thank our guest on this episode of the JB Webb Show. It's Chris Domingo, local legend, chrisdomingo.net. Chris Domingo, is it chrisdomingomusic.net? chrisdomingo.net, I apologize. And you can find all his links through Facebook and everything there and connect with him. Definitely a local legend. Definitely grateful for your time, good sir. And any closing words to bust us out?
Yeah, man. I miss Orlando, and I will be back.
Oh, all right, cool. So a little inside information. You've been listening to the JB Webb Show. We've been interviewing Chris Domingo, a local legend here in Orlando now, currently taken away a little bit, but he just said he'll be back, so big release. Listen to the sounds.